love to be better presenters by the time we finish our session today. Go ahead and let me see you, okay? And how many people here understand that communication works for those that work at it? Yeah, let me see you? Okay, good. So I can promise you this, you will be a better presenter by the time we finish the session today if we do one thing together. If we fully engage. What's the word, please?
Engage.
Okay, awesome. And if we're ready to play at a level 10, now I want you guys to do me a favor. Go ahead and put your hand on your heart and say, I'm ready to play at a level 10 today.
I'm ready to play at a level 10 today.
Okay, and that was about a 7, so let's try it one more time. Go ahead, everybody, put your hand on your heart and say, I'm ready to play at a level 10 today.
I'm ready to play at a level 10 today.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, listen, first of all, I'd like to acknowledge you for being here. You know, there's a saying, and it goes a little something like this. It says that 85% of success is just one thing. It's just showing up. Thank you. Now, I can't reach all of you, but I want you guys to do me a favor. I want you to go ahead and reach out both hands, turn to your neighbor, give them a pat on the back, and tell them, congratulations for being here. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
He's doing it.
You guys are a great crowd. Now, today, let's go ahead and kind of cover the objectives here. Today, we're going to learn why we fear public speaking in the first place. You know, why would someone rather be in the casket than to deliver the eulogy? You know, why is this the number one fear? Has this bugged anybody other than me here? You know, why do people fear public speaking? So we're going to demystify what the actual culprit is. After that, we're going to learn a strategy that will allow you to always know what to say when you're in front of a group, so that if you're presenting at a board meeting, or perhaps you're presenting to a client, or maybe you're just looking to energize a team, you're always going to know what to say by overcoming the mental blocks that are associated with giving a presentation. And then we're going to learn how to deliver like a pro. Like a what? Pro. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. Now, before we get started, would it be okay if I just tell you guys a little bit about my background so you get an understanding of why I came here to talk to you about this topic today? Would that be okay with everybody here? Yeah. Okay, so my name is Ariel Ginga, and I am originally from Romania. Now, I came here in 1983. In 1983, Michael Jordan was a rookie, so I instantly fell in love with basketball. But I want to kind of take you guys back a little bit, because in Romania, the communist country back in 1983, it wasn't as easy as saying, okay, let's go like the movie Coming to America, let's go to America. No, there was only 2 ways to escape from the communist regime. One of them was to swim across the Danube River and risk getting shot. And I'm sad to say that a lot of good, innocent Romanian people lost their life in the Danube River. The second way was to do what's called a political revolt against the government, where my father decided to go with the second option. For 35 days, he did not eat anything at all. So after the 35th day, the Romanian embassy finally said, go to America and never come back. That's exactly what they told us. So I got here, you know, and basketball was awesome. That's the first thing I saw was a game between Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. You guys remember the Human Highlight film? Absolutely. And so it was a good outlet for me. Now, does anybody here have a sport that you were completely obsessed with when you were young? Anybody? Okay, I was the only one. But basketball was a good outlet, but this whole introverted lifestyle caught up with me at the age of 17. When I had to do a presentation for a geography class. And I remember to this day, I was presenting on the country of Colombia, and I had the coolest poster, I had all the statistics, everything ready to go. But when it came time for me to speak, and I got up in front of the class, this is what I said to my classmates. Crickets, deer, headlights, not a hello, not a joke, absolutely nothing. So I sat back down, and I was, my heart just pounding. I was angry, I was mad, I was embarrassed. But I did something very important on that day in that trailer at Meadow Creek High School. I made a decision. A what, please?
Decision.
A decision that today I'm going to do something about it. I didn't even know what that meant. I just said no one should feel this bad about getting up and speaking to a group of people. So I made that decision. And later that day, I found myself going to the public library, and it was at that library that I got introduced to my first mentor. His name is Tony Robbins. Now, anybody has not heard of Tony Robbins? Okay, one person. So Tony Robbins became a mentor to me, and I took all his tapes, his books, and I brought them back home. And for the next 8 hours, I just listened to Tony's material. He was talking about tapping your full potential, beliefs govern your destiny. And so I just listened, and I decided to sign up for my first Tony Robbins seminar at the age of 17. And I tell you this because at the age of 17, at that seminar, I discovered my life's purpose. Tony kept asking us questions like, what's your why? What's your assignment? What's your reason for being here on earth? He kept asking us. And for me, it became glaringly obvious that my reason, my why, was to someday be a public speaking coach and teach people the thing that I feared the most. And so it's been many, many years, and the PDG Personality Development Group program has, we've had the fortune of coaching many professionals from a lot of companies that you may recognize, places like IBM, we work with the Navy, the AJC, Hilti, many, many others, but it's been a journey. It's been a very long journey, and I tell you guys this because I want you guys to understand that I learned this, from mentors, from different programs, but mostly from my own experience, and that's usually the best teacher. So I'm really, really passionate about this topic. Now, today I only have probably about 45 minutes with you, and in these 45 minutes, I'm going to give you all I can. I'm going to teach you guys every technique that we can in 45 minutes. And then for those of you that want to take your training further, I promise to create an opportunity for you to do that. Does that sound fair with everybody here? Sure. Okay, awesome. So, well, I think the first thing I want to find out is let's gauge the competency level, or how do you see yourself as a public speaker? So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate yourself as a public speaker? 1 being like I was when I was 17 years old, absolutely petrified. And 10 being whoever your Tony Robbins is, someone who you consider a level 10 speaker. So think about that for a second. On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you rate yourself? Okay, and everybody have your number? Okay, so everybody do me a favor, go ahead and stand up. Thank you. And when I call your number, go ahead and have a seat, please. So did anybody rate themselves a 1? How about a 2? How about a 3? What about a 4? Okay, 5. Remember, this is self-rating. 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Wait, let's go ahead and give it, everybody, give it. I think we learn more by interacting and participating. So my question to you is this. If whoever didn't say that they're a level 10, and by the way, this is your level 10. It's not, everybody has their own belief of how they're going to be able to present when they get up in front of an audience. Your self-image as far as a presenter. So if you didn't rate yourself a 10, my question is, why not? Let's go ahead and identify what's keeping you from a 10. And for this part of the exercise, I am going to need, I'm going to need someone that doesn't have to be a great writer, but that knows how to take direction. I'm going to need a marker lady. Anybody wants to be a marker lady, please? It's going to be very short. I promise I'm not going to put you on the spot here. All right. Appreciate that. Okay, so on the one side, we're going to write mental blocks. Appreciate it. Mental blocks. And on the other side, we're going to write physical blocks.
You want to do this today?
Awesome, awesome.
Said Margaret and Nate.
And then, so let's kind of get an idea here. Let's kind of get an idea. Okay, what's keeping you from a 10? If you didn't give yourself a 10, throw out some, some people say, well, I lose my train of thought, or I get real uptight, I can't, my gestures become, so you guys throw out some things. What's keeping you from a 10? Verbalize that for me. Okay, in the back.
Sometimes I find it, even if I know my material inside out and backwards, and I'm also a singer, and sometimes I've known a song since I was a child, and there are times when I could go out there and I'm, just right on, and other times I forgot the song.
Okay.
Or I forgot the material.
Great. So would that be, so when you forget the material, would that be a mental block or a physical block?
Mental.
Mental block. So say, forget material. Okay, appreciate it. Okay, there we go right there.
I start to count my own
Okay. So would that be a physical block, like rapid heartbeat, or sweaty palms, or would that be more of a mental block? What do you guys think? More of a mental, okay, so.
Count
Yeah, because you're inside your head, you're thinking about, okay, excellent. Any others? Yes, right there?
Sometimes even though I don't act nervous, my inside nerves make my voice shaky.
Voice shaky, okay, now would that be a physical block or a mental block? Physical, very good, very good. We have a very, so far you guys are 3 for 3. Okay, any others? Why didn't you give yourself a 10? Okay, right here.
I need more practice.
Need more practice, absolutely. Definitely need more practice. But let's go ahead and kind of, say, okay, what is it that I need more practice on, right?
I think it's confidence, because if you do it, even if you're not even confident in all the time, you lose confidence in yourself.
So confidence, I guess we can put that in the mental block. So let's just take two more. Any others that you said, hey, this is the reason why I didn't give myself a level 10? Yes, right there.
I started in public speaking after being a writer, and so a lot of times if I have a prepared speech, I try to make it exactly what I prepared because I made it so perfect to begin.
Yes.
And I have a hard time improvising. And I
So,
can't make it the exact perfect
Trying to
way I can
memorize,
do it.
trying to stay to a script, that type of thing. So that would be more of a mental type of block where you're literally trying to memorize your speech. Okay, and we'll take one last one. Yes?
I care what people think about me.
Okay, would that be mental or physical? Mental, okay. And then maybe put self-confidence or other people's perception. Awesome. Very good. And go ahead and give a big round of applause for our very own Vanna White. All right. Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and kind of take a look at this. I'm really wondering, what is it that causes you to have these, hey, I forget what I'm going to say. I have these physical blocks. Sometimes people say, sweaty palms, rapid heartbeat. There's different kinds of manifestations. So these are all the symptoms. But if you have the symptoms of let's say, cancer or disease, would you now want to know what the actual root of the problem is, right? So I want to find out what is it that is causing this fear of public speaking. And it's one word, and it's one of the words that I'm sure everybody here knows. Who here knows what that word means, right? Okay, so this is another word for adrenaline dump, right? The adrenaline rush or the dump. Let's say for a second, right? And I hope this never happens to anybody. This is just for illustration purposes. But let's say for a second that it's 3 o'clock in the morning. You're walking to your car. Maybe you're coming from a cocktail party, and perhaps you're parked in kind of a dark alley street, and you're walking, and all of a sudden there's a man with a ski mask pointing a gun at your temple. Now in that moment, what happens? This chemical epinephrine gets released. People say they can't think straight. People say sometimes they forget their own name. They lose control of their fine motor skills and all kinds of the manifestations of this chemical called epinephrine. Now let's take this illustration a little bit further. Let's say that this is a Navy SEAL. He's walking to his car. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. All of a sudden, gun pointed at his head. Now, my question to you is this. Would the chemical be released in the brain of a Navy SEAL that has been in Navy SEALs for 25 years, hand-to-hand, combat expert? Would that chemical be released? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. Now, the thing is this, the Navy SEAL, I'll give it to the Navy SEAL, I'd say 99% of the time. Why? Because of starts with the T, their training, absolutely. So we're gonna actually go into that training right now. Who would love to come up here and say, you know what, I wanna be the guinea pig. I mean, maybe I was a 5 and I wanna come up to a 7, and this is my opportunity to do that. Who would love to be that brave soul that says, you know what, I'll try it. I don't know what you're looking for, but I'll try it. I guess you'll coach me through it. So anybody that says, hey, that's me, I want to give it a shot. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. Okay, so what we're gonna do then?
I'll do it.
Okay, there we go. Great. Microphone. All right. And what's your name, sir?
My name's Randy Hill.
Randy. My name's Ariel. All right. Now, Randy, you're gonna go ahead and take the mic here, and again, we're gonna kind of coach you through it. But go ahead and just start based on what you've learned so far in the session. Go ahead and 3, 2, 1.
Hey, my name's Randy Hill, and I work with Planters EMC down in Millen, Georgia, and I'm glad to be here with you. Can you put a big circle up? I want you to get moving here and put a big circle on there. Okay, we're at the top of the circle now. All right, I'm from the bottom of the circle. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm located in Georgia. So, now what I'm here to talk to you today is about safety. I know all of us is concerned about safety, and we all go to schools and do presentations, and it's really important about safety. It's so important that it could save your life, or save a life of a friend, or...
Okay, very good, Randy. And now let's just go ahead and apply some of this concepts that we learned so far. And just remember that triangle that's with the spacing. So remember, you got 3 different sides, 3 different points, and then 1 in the back, as far as so you can move around a little bit. So go ahead and take it from where you are. Safety to save your life.
Okay. All right.
Watch your step.
So I'm here to talk to you about safety. And it's, I want you to get something from this program today. I want you to be safe, and I never want you or a family member to be hurt by electricity. Electricity does a lot of good things for us. It gives us light. It gives us heat. It gives us air. And a good, nice, hot shower.
Great.
But it's got to be respected. It's got to be respected.
And now maybe perhaps weave in a personal story or something that would just help to kind of ground that first point. But really the things that I'm going to be looking at right now is the concept of using the 3 different voices. So that's what we're going to be looking at. So okay, so it could save your, take it from where you were? It's a practice session.
Okay. It's also a learning experience because I didn't write down what I was talking about. My main points here were actually kites. How many in the room like to fly kites? Raise your hand. Right. I love them too. As a matter of fact, my daughter and I was out flying a kite the other day. Would have been good if we had some wind. But the most important thing when you're flying a kite, other than picking the kite, is where do you fly it? Steve, where do you fly your kite?
I like to fly my kites in open fields away from power lines.
Wow, Steve. How about you come up here and help me with this presentation?
All right, everybody give Randy a big. Okay, who wants, do we have time for one more? Anybody say, you know what, I'll try it, I'll come up here for a little
Oh,
bit.
come on now. Come on. Go ahead.
Everybody?
Who's next?
Yes, yes, we got one more, one more? Nobody wants to?
How about Mr. Nine?
How about a woman doing it?
Hey, a woman's already
Yeah,
done
we
it.
want to do
Mark and Mike for you.
You do.
It's great.
Okay.
What's your name?
Hey, I'm Steve Chalker. I have Tourette's, so I cuss a lot. And I get everybody in the room to clap.
So we're going to start with your opener. You know, which one of the legs that you chose to kind of start to.
So I need to get serious.
Jokes are good. You. In fact, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know that I have any clean ones.
Well, now you've already got your jokes.
That was my joke out of the way. All right. You know, when I was playing baseball at Duke University, and this was back in the early 90s, I was coming out of left field trying to make a play. And I ended up tripping over this rock. And I'm sitting there, I missed a play, I'm embarrassed, everybody's staring at me, kind of like right now. And I literally laid there and looked at this rock and was like, man, that doesn't belong here. That needs to be somewhere else. And I got a little closer look, and it reminded me of the early 80s when we used to have pet rocks. I don't know, can I get a show of hands on how many people had pet rocks in the 80s? Did you name your rock?
Yes.
What was your rock?
Brushy.
Brushy, because rocks have lots of hair. And what was your rock's name? Anne. Roxanne. So, you know, it really, it made very clear that there was a problem because we used to have pet rocks, but now we don't. And it made me aware that these pet rocks have become extinct. So I decided to change my major right there in left field while I'm laying on my face with this rock under my chin. And I decided that I was going to study geology, and I was going to bring the pet rock back. So that really brought the question, why did they disappear in the first place? Where did your pet rock, Fluffy, what was Brushy?
Brushy.
Where did Brushy live?
Well, Brushy originally came from the creek behind my parents' house, but it then lived underneath my swing set.
Under your swing set. So
That was its home.
it gets to my point. We didn't have proper habitat. We took them out of their natural surroundings. We put them in shoe boxes with paper. Yeah, we had the shelves in our room. Did anybody paint their rock? How in the heck is a rock going to breathe? Did you know that all the rocks oxygen that you take into your body does not come through your mouth or your nose. You actually absorb oxygen through your skin. I think it's somewhere around 30% of your oxygen absorbed through your skin. If someone painted your whole body in some kind of iridescent day glow, I look good on the shelf with rock paint, could you breathe?
Awesome.
I'll be here for another day and a half. I'm not in session.
I love it. I love it. That was great. That was great. Well, hey, listen, guys. Remember at the beginning I said I'm going to teach you guys all I can, and then at the end I'm going to create an opportunity where, for those of you that might want to take your training further, or perhaps you want to take your training, back to the office. I mean, obviously there's only so much that we could do here in a little breakout session, but I want you guys to know, because I am so appreciative that Terry gave me an opportunity to come up here and speak to you today on this topic. Also, my father, talked about earlier, he's an electrical contractor, so I'm very, very connected to the whole electrical world, and I decided to do something very, very special. If anybody here really is serious about becoming that level 10 speaker, and you say, you know what, I want to do this in 2014, I want myself, or maybe my team, we want to get to that level 10, because again, Warren Buffett said it's the best investment he's ever made. So if anybody here says, you know what, I'd like to learn a little bit more, then I want you guys to know that you, for the rest of 2014, we're going to do something very special. We're going to apply to any type of training that we provide. We do like to customize it. We're going to provide a 25% discount that would be exclusively to members of the GEMC, and because you guys are here at this conference. So with that said, I just want to kind of close it up here. There we go. And there's 6 P's. How many? 6. 6 P's of effective presentation. They are plan, prepare, polish, practice, and present with power. All right, thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.